Ollie sat quietly on the edge of the temple's broken steps, his legs dangling above the moss-covered stone. The moon hung high over the Skylands, brighter than it ever was in the overworld, silver light painting every ruined wall and broken column around him. His heart was still racing from what had happened, what he had learned, what he had seen. He took a deep breath, staring out at the endless floating islands drifting in the night sky, and whispered almost to himself, "I don't think I'll ever forget today." He traced his fingers along the glowing lines etched into the stone beside him, runes that had only moments ago come alive with ancient light. "You probably remember," he said softly, as if talking not just to himself, but to anyone who might be listening. "When I found out the secret the villagers have been hiding, the truth buried in the temple walls, that we weren't always just villagers, that there's something inside us, something older, stronger, something tied to the Skylands themselves." His voice trembled, a mix of wonder and fear, and I heard the whispers, the ones warning me that a new shadow was coming, deeper than the last one. It feels like everything I thought I knew about my people is about to change. A rustle behind him broke his thoughts. Flicker, the tiny sprite who glowed like a firefly, zipped up beside him, her wings leaving faint sparks of light. "Ollie," she whispered, her voice like a chiming bell. "You can't just sit there staring at the stars. The temple may have shown us its secret, but secrets attract those who want to twist them. Do you hear it?" She cocked her head. The wind itself seemed heavier, carrying with it faint whispers, too faint to understand, yet too strong to ignore. Ollie shivered. "I hear it," he admitted. "It's like the walls are still talking, like they want to tell me more." From behind the cracked archway came the sound of hooves, clumsy and loud. Captain Spitbeard, the armored llama, stumbled into view, his helmet slightly tilted and his chest plate dangling loose after their last adventure. He spat a small pebble at the ground and grumbled, "Bah, secrets, whispers, temples, give me a good solid treasure chest any day. At least those don't talk back. But aye, lad," he added more seriously, "the sprite's right. Those whispers, they aren't just the wind, they're eyes. Someone, or something, is listening to us." Ollie frowned, brushing dust from his tunic. "Then we need to find out who. If the villagers have a secret tied to this place, then maybe the walls know the whole story. And if the shadows want it too?" He swallowed hard, remembering the endless void and the fight against the shadow in the fortress. "I can't let that happen again." The whispers grew louder, curling around them like invisible smoke. Ollie stood, gripping his shield. "Do you hear that? It's saying something." Flicker hovered closer, her light flickering nervously. "I don't like it. It's calling your name, Ollie. The walls are speaking to you." The boy stepped into the temple's ruined hall, his footsteps echoing on the cracked stone floor. The walls seemed to ripple with faint, glowing patterns, like veins of light shifting beneath the surface. And then, with a voice that was neither loud nor soft, but everywhere at once, the temple spoke. The villager's gift, the villager's burden, buried deep, forgotten, hidden in stone. Follow the whispers, child of earth. But beware, the truth cuts sharper than any blade. Ollie froze, his heart hammering. He glanced back at Flicker and Spitbeard, who both looked as stunned as he was. "It knows who I am," he said. "It knows what I am." Spitbeard stomped a hoof, shaking dust from the floor. "Or it knows what it wants you to think you are. I've seen too many cursed ruins to take talkin' walls at their word. Don't let it crawl inside your head, boy." But Ollie couldn't shake it. He pressed his hand against the glowing runes, feeling warmth flow through his palm. "If there's more to being a villager than just farming and trading, then I need to know. Maybe this is why I was brought here." He looked straight at the glowing wall. "Where do I go?" The runes pulsed brighter, and a section of the wall shifted, stone sliding apart with a grinding roar. A narrow passage opened, leading deeper underground. A cold wind swept out, carrying with it more whispers that brushed against Ollie's ears like ghostly fingers. Beneath the aisles, where stone remembers, truth waits. Flicker darted nervously. "Oh no, not underground. Skylands are supposed to float up in the light, not sink down into dark tunnels." Spitbeard spat dramatically, his spit sizzling against the glowing stone. "Dark, light, makes no difference. If there's treasure, or danger, You can bet your shiny pickaxe it's down there. Let's get on with it before the walls decide to close back up. Ollie nodded, tightening the strap of his satchel. All right, but stay close. I don't trust these whispers. They descended. The air grew cooler, damper, filled with the scent of earth and old stone. The walls of the passage were covered in carvings, villagers with square faces and blocky robes, holding glowing crystals above their heads, standing beside enormous beings of light and shadow. The deeper they went, the clearer the images became, telling a story Ollie couldn't fully understand. Finally, they stepped into a vast underground chamber lit by enormous crystals jutting from the ground and ceiling. Their light was pale blue, casting shimmering reflections across the walls. In the center of the chamber stood a great stone door, covered in runes, sealed tight. Ollie approached, heart pounding. This must be it, the truth, the villager's secret. But as he reached out, the crystals flickered. The whispers rose, louder now, almost urgent. And then the shadows moved. From behind the crystals slipped strange figures. Echo Wraiths. They were tall, thin beings made of mist and broken stone, their faces featureless except for hollow eyes that glowed faint white. Their bodies shifted constantly, as if they were made of smoke, and yet their steps cracked the stone floor. One of them hissed, its voice like wind tearing through cracks. The boy, the secret, belongs to us. Ollie raised his shield, fear and courage warring in his chest. No, he said firmly, even though his voice shook. If this is the truth of the villagers, it doesn't belong to anyone but us. The chamber filled with shrieks as the wraiths lunged. Spitbeard charged forward, spitting wildly, each glob of spit glowing strangely in the crystal light and searing through the smoky bodies. Flicker zipped around their heads, her light blinding them long enough for Ollie to swing his pickaxe. Every hit tore through mist, but the wraiths kept reforming, their whispers echoing. The secret is ours. The walls remember. The villagers forget. Ollie realized with a sudden clarity. They feed on what's forgotten. That's why they're here. The villagers forgot their past, and the wraiths grew strong. Flicker shouted over the chaos. Then remember, Ollie. Remember what the walls told you? Ollie gritted his teeth, slammed his shield against the ground, and shouted as loud as he could. We are villagers. We are builders, dreamers, protectors. We carry the light of the Skylands in our hearts. The runes on the great door behind him blazed to life, flooding the chamber with light. The wraiths shrieked and dissolved, their whispers fading into silence. Panting, Ollie fell to his knees. The door now glowed with golden light, and a deep rumble shook the chamber. Slowly it began to open. Beyond the door lay a corridor of pure crystal, shimmering with every color of the rainbow. At the far end stood a pedestal, and upon it rested a single cube, an ancient block, glowing with both light and shadow. Ollie stepped forward, awe in his eyes. This is it, the villager's secret. Flicker hovered close, whispering, "Be careful. That block. It holds both creation and destruction. It's the heart of what villagers were meant to be." Spitbeard eyed it suspiciously. Or it's just a fancy rock waiting to curse you. Either way, don't lick it. Trust me. Ollie reached out, his fingers trembling, and as he touched the block, visions filled his mind. Villagers standing beside beings of light, shaping the first Skylands. Villagers turning away from power, choosing instead to live simple lives. And finally, a warning that one day, a villager would awaken the secret again when the shadows threatened to consume all. Tears welled in Ollie's eyes. It was us. We were guardians once, and we chose to forget so we wouldn't be consumed by it. But now, he looked at Flicker and Spitbeard. Now I don't have a choice. The shadows are coming back. The block pulsed in his hands, and he felt its power, warm and frightening all at once. He tightened his grip, whispering to himself and to the unseen children watching his story. I'm just Ollie, but maybe that's enough. As the chamber shook and the whispers returned, louder and more desperate than ever, Ollie knew one thing for certain. His journey was far from over. The Skylands had given him their secret, and now it was up to him to protect it.